It's Friar Lawrence. What's here? A cup closed in my true love's hand? Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. O churl, drunk all, and left no friendly drop to help me after? I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them to make dye with a restorative. She kisses him. Thy lips are warm. You should have answered that Juliet tries to kill herself by kissing Romeo's lips and trying to get the poison off of them. I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them. First watchman within. Lead, boy, which way? Yea, noise? Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger. She snatches Romeo's dagger. This is thy sheath. She stabs herself. There rust and let me die. She falls on Romeo's body and dies. When kissing the lips doesn't work and someone enters, how does Juliet finally kill herself? She kills herself with Romeo's dagger. Snatching Romeo's dagger, she stabs herself. Enter watch with the page of Paris. This is the place there where the torch doth burn. The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you, whoever you find attached. Pitiful sight. Here lies the county slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm and newly dead, who here hath lain these 2 days buried? You should have answered that the guard is confused because he said that she's been dead for 2 days, yet she's warm and there's blood, fresh blood. Go tell the prince, run to the Capulets, raise up the Montagues, some other search. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstances descry. Re-enter some of the watch with Balthazar. Here's Romeo's man. We found him in the churchyard. Hold him in safety till the prince come hither. Re-enter others of the watch with Friar Lawrence. Here is a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took this mattock and the spade from him as he was coming from this churchyard side. A great suspicion. Stay the friar too. Enter the prince and attendants. What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning rest? Enter Capulet, Lady Capulet, and others. What should it be that they so shriek abroad? The people in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet, and some Paris, and all run with open outcry toward our monument. What fear is this which startles in our ears? Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and new killed. Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes. Here is a friar and slaughtered Romeo's man, with instruments upon them, fit to open these dead men's tombs. O heavens! O wife, look how our daughter bleeds! This dagger hath mistaken, for lo, his house is empty on the back of Montague, and is missheathed in my daughter's bosom. You should have answered that Romeo's knife is the one that killed Juliet. Oh me! This sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre. Enters Montague and the others. Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son, and heir more early down. Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile has stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age? You should have answered that Lady Montague died from depression, grief from Romeo's exile, from him being banished. So she's dead. Look, and thou shalt see. O thou untaught, what manners is in this, to press before thy father to a grave? Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities and know their spring, their head, their true descent. Then will I be general of your woes, and lead you even to death. Meantime forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion. I am the greatest, able to do least, yet most suspected, as a time and place doth make against me of this direful murder. And here I stand, both to impeach and purge myself condemned, and myself excused. Then say at once what thou dost know in this. I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Friar Lawrence is about to give an accurate summary of what just happened. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that seed of grief from her, betrothed, and would have married her perforce to county Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from this second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo that he should hither come as his dire night to help to take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then, all alone, at the prefixed hour of her waking, came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her awaking, here untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise to scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy. And if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed some hour before his time unto the rigor of severest law. We have known thee for a holy man. Where is Romeo's man? What can he say to this? I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and then in post he came from Mantua to the same place, to the same monument. This letter he early bid me give his father, and threatened me with death. Going in the vault, I departed not, and left him there. Give me the letter, I will look on it. Where is the county's page that raised the watch? Sirrah, what made your master in this place? He came with flowers to strew his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him, and then I ran away to call the watch. This letter doth make good the friar's words, their course of love, the tidings of her death. And here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. You should have told me that the prince wants to see the letter to make sure that the friar was telling the truth. This letter doth make good the friar's words. Where be these enemies, Capulet, Montague? See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys for love? You should have answered that the prince blames the feud between the families on these deaths, Capulet and Montague both. See what a scourge is laid upon your hate. And I, for a winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished. O brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand. But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that while Verona by that name is known, there shall be no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet. As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, poor sacrifices of our enmity. You should have answered that they agreed to build gold statues for each other's children. A gloomy peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.